It's time for another round of
PatGPT.
And our topic today is, what are the tangible benefits of meditation? All right, ready? Start generating. So why today did I want to talk about this? Well, it's because on Thursday, we are going to be visited by Z Clark, who has started a company that teaches meditation in workplaces. She's a Harvard MBA who discovered meditation, went to India and studied, and then has been bringing it into corporate environments, kind of marrying her passion with creating a business. She also wrote a book. She's very impressive. So we get into it. I really like the episode. It's deep, pretty deep. And it just made me think about meditation and how people think about it, because I, as many of you know, meditate every day. Not by the way, people are like, oh, you got to meditate for this amount of time or that amount of time. Maybe someday. I do 10 minutes, but I see a tangible benefit. And I was recently at a conference, and it was a bunch of money managers, and I was leading this conversation about, people's sort of lives. And folks said to me, like, I'd love to meditate, but I can't, I just can't do it. And I was like, listen, I get you. I used to want to do it too. And I tried and I couldn't. And then finally I started over 5 years ago. And now, I'm an old hand. And I realized, it's still not easy, by the way, making the time. I'm not gonna say that it's easy, because it does require a decision every day to set aside that time. However, now that I do it, if I don't do it, I feel a huge difference. And so that right there tells you everything you need to know. It's like brushing your teeth. If you don't brush like when you're a kid, you don't want to brush your teeth. Now, if I don't brush my teeth, I want to die, right? You got to brush those teeth. So that is how I think about it. And, the way that I got into it is a friend and I, my friend Ajay, and some of you may have heard this story, but if you haven't, it's a good one, is that we were at brunch right around New Year's, and he said, hey, what's your New Year's resolution? And I was like, I don't do that. I hate New Year's resolution. However, I do want to start meditating. So we agreed that we would meditate. We would check in every day on this app called Habit Share. And then we would keep the other one honest. So if he didn't meditate for a couple of days, I'd say, hey, Ajay, you haven't meditated for 4 days. What's going on with you? That's how it started. I call it competitive meditation. Now we're both, more than 5 years doing this stuff. So accountability partner, so powerful. You can do it. I started with 5 minutes a day, by the way, or 3 minutes, really low. And I just amped it up over time. My father, who just turned 80, started meditating this year. It's incredible. All right. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the tangible benefits of meditation. I'm going to get into those right after this break.
FOMO.
All right, I want to talk about the tangible benefits of meditation. Think about it as a return on investment, right? It's like anything else you do in life. You're not doing it just because it's nice. You're doing it because you're going to see actual benefits to your health and well-being and focus and success and all the other things. So what are those benefits? Number one, stress reduction. Meditation activates the parasympathetic nervous system, helps you relax, counteracts the old stress response, the fight or flight, all that sort of stuff. Cortisol goes down. That's the hormone associated with stress when you are a regular meditator. And I notice it. My ability to freak out vis-a-vis 5 years ago is crashed. Really incredible. Huge benefits. Number two, focus and attention. When you meditate, you're focusing on your breath or a single object or thought. And so this actually helps your neural circuits to develop so that they're able to give you better cognitive control. You can take that into other places, that kind of practice. It's pretty powerful stuff. Love that. Number three, emotional regulation. Well, as I said, it's really hard to freak out after you meditate for a number of years. You still can. I'm still a New Yorker, right? I can bring that New York energy, but I feel like I have more stability and resilience, just kind of rolling with the punches. I'm able to do it in a better way. Number 4, better self-awareness. Now, this is cool because, when you're meditating, the idea is you're just observing what's going on. Like say sometimes I meditate on the subway, right? And then things happen on the subway in New York City. Like I have seen it all. And you sort of just, you're paying attention and you're letting it kind of flow by you without judging it and just being aware of your surroundings without being caught up in them. And so that actually helps develop better self-awareness. Very interesting stuff. Number 5, sleep. Studies show that meditation improves sleep quality. And I will tell you something. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Lower stress, lower cortisol. Great to do before bed. If you meditate before bed, you might just fall asleep in the middle of the meditation. There's nothing wrong with that. As my meditation teacher once told me, I take meditation sometimes at the Equinox, the old gym. Nothing like crazy, right? It's not, you don't have to go to ashram and do this stuff. You could do though. That would be nice. But this teacher, I said, like, listen, man, I keep falling asleep in the middle of class. And he said, maybe you need to sleep more. Yes, maybe I did. Now, 6, boosted immune system. There is research suggesting that meditation can enhance immune function. Again, it's all about this stress reduction and well-being. It all goes together. And finally, number 7, lucky number 7, improved brain health. Meditation is associated with changes in brain structure and function, including increased gray matter density, which sounds good to me because that helps you with learning, memory, and emotional regulation. So it's just, it all goes together. And many years ago, I had a guest on the show, Dina Kaplan, who has a meditation company. And she said that if you meditate at least 9 minutes a day, you can see these tangible changes. And in fact, there is research that shows with a functional MRI machine that you can actually have changes in brain structure and function, just like she said. So when she said 9 minutes, I was like, all right, I got to do at least 10. That's where I started with my number. All right, that is a little bit more information in advance of our conversation with Z. If you have questions, thoughts, if you want to yell at me and freak out on me because you don't meditate, feel free. You can find me at letsconnect@patrickmcginnis.com and on Twitter at PJMcGinnis. I know it's called X, but that freaks me out. And Instagram at PatrickJMcGinnis. I will see you on Thursday, but until then, take care of yourselves, FOMO Sapiens, and PatGPT, stop generating.
FOMO.
FOMO Sapiens is recorded in New York City. Theme music is by Mike McGinnis and editing and post-production is by Josh Elstro. If you like today's show, please be sure to rate it and recommend it to your friends. And as always, you can find me at FOMOSapiens.com and at PatrickMcGinnis.com. To advertise on FOMO Sapiens, reach out to contact@FOMOSapiens.com.